Hi, everybody. Are you all here? This is Judy, and you are at my presentation of Don't Just Sit There. I'm so glad you're here. I have so much information to share with you today. So many of you know me, some of you may not. I'm Judy Bennett, and I started a company last December called Wicked Smart Wellness, presenting nutrition and wellness classes that give you a body you love that loves you right back. And since starting the company, I subscribe to several news feeds that send me information about all sorts of wellness topics. And lately, they're all talking about sitting and something that's called sitting disease. And all I could think of was, I am in deep trouble. I sit all day. I'm sitting right now, and chances are you are too. Well, I created this training for you because I wanted to bring you the most cutting-edge information about what sitting is doing to you and why, and give you tons and tons of ideas for how you can avoid sitting disease no matter how you spend your day, and teach you how to sit correctly to make the most out of the time you do have to spend sitting, because let's face it, we all do. Now, we're not going to be together that long, so no, you don't have to stand for the entire presentation, but I encourage you as we go along to get up once in a while and try out some of the exercises that I'll be teaching you. In fact, I recommend you sit right now and have a pen and something to write on, because there's lots of good stuff coming your way. Are you ready? And I can't advance the slides. Well, that's interesting. Huh. I don't know what's happening here. Well, we'll just chat amongst ourselves until I can get this to work. Nope, it's not going to go. Well, anyway, I'm still glad you're here, and I don't know any jokes I can tell you until I get this figured out how to work. So this might be a good time to stand up and maybe do some stretches. That's what I'm going to do. Let's see, my tech advisor's here. There we go. Okay. Boy, I knew something like this was going to happen. Okay. So Dr. James Levine has a new book out called Get Up. He is a doctor from the Mayo Clinic and the University of Arizona Obesity Initiative. And his book is all about the deadly effects of sitting. He says we are sitting ourselves to death. There's a quote from his book I've given you here. Sitting is more dangerous than smoking, kills more people than HIV, and is more treacherous than parachuting. It's pretty scary stuff. You lose 2 hours of life for every hour you sit. These are some facts about sitting that will not only make your hair stand on end, but maybe make you stand on end too. Another one is 10 years of sedentary work leads to a 200% increase in colon cancer and a 44% increase in rectal cancer. Sitting 6 or more hours a day makes you 40% more likely to die within 15 years. People with sitting jobs have twice the rate of cardiovascular disease as people with standing jobs. And I thought this was really interesting. Between 1980 and the year 2000, exercise rates stayed about the same, and the average sitting time in the United States increased by only 8%, but obesity doubled. So there is something going on here with our sitting. Now, why is sitting so bad for you, do you suppose? Well, sitting compresses your vital organs so they can't work like they're supposed to. Enzyme levels drop, especially lipase, and that's the one that draws fat into working muscles for fuel. When you don't have working muscles because you're just basically sitting there, then the fat in your bloodstream just kind of stays in your bloodstream, and that's not good. After 2 hours, good cholesterol drops 20%. That's the cholesterol you want. So dropping is not good. And the last one is the human genome then perceives that you don't need full access to the features that it gives you, like metabolism, immunity, growth, and repair. So it just turns those down, because if you're not moving around, then then you don't need access to those things. Kind of like lights that are on a motion sensor. It just all stays dark. So what's your risk of sitting disease, do you think? Are you at risk? You can calculate it here. There's a very cool tool here that I have a link to, and if that's too long of a URL, you can find it on my blog too. Just go to wickedsmartwellness.com/blog and look for the blog post that's titled "Don't Just Sit There," and then you can click right over to the tool. So I've given you some pretty scary stats so far, but I don't want you to worry because the solution is so easy. Don't just sit there. Now I can hear all your excuses already. I'm too tired. Well, here's a way to boost your energy without candy or caffeine, and we're going to do it together right now. So put your pen down, clasp your hands behind your back, lift them up as high as you can, and look up at the ceiling for 30 seconds. I'll tell you when to stop. Now, just lifting your chest away from your pelvis creates endorphins that just make you feel alive and awake. So keep holding that, just keep breathing normally, keep looking at the ceiling, keep your arms up, and that's probably long enough. Okay, so you should feel right now like you've just had a little nap. Isn't that awesome? So another excuse I hear a lot is, but I'll look like a weirdo if I'm exercising at work. Well, here's the good news, is that all the people sitting around your office judging you will be dead in 15 years, according to the information I shared with you earlier. So you're the winner here. And besides, most of the exercises I'm going to show you are so discreet that no one's going to know you're doing them. But I'm too busy, you say. I'm too busy to exercise. Here's the thing. I'm going to show you dozens of exercises that take almost no time at all. And besides, what else are you doing at stoplights or during the commercials or while you're checking Facebook? See, Marilyn here is exercising, but you'd never know it. Well, okay, maybe she's not exercising, but my point is the next several exercises are so on the down low, you can do them at your desk, in the car, in the waiting room, on a date, in a meeting, sitting on the bleachers, in your seat on the airplane, all kinds of places. You get the idea. So here are the first 10, and no one will know you're doing these. Pick out a few you like and realistically can see yourself doing. I'm not expecting you to do all 10 every day. And what you want to do is hold each one a long time, 20 to 30 seconds, and do 3 to 5 of them every hour. That's what keeps them looking subtle, so you're not bouncing around in your chair. You're not going for endurance here. The important thing is just to keep the enzymes active that direct fat to your working muscles. That's the key, working muscles, and maintain circulation and metabolism. This is Grumpy Betty, and she's going to show you how to do them right now. Actually, that's me at a photo shoot for a software product, so it'll really be me showing you how to do these undetectable, wonderful exercises. You ready? Okay, so the first one is called T-Tap. It was developed by, actually the first two are T-Tap. They were developed by a woman named Teresa Tapp, and she's awesome. You should look her up. So you're going to put your feet flat on the floor, and you're going to just drive your heels right down into the floor, and you'll feel the muscles in your rear end and your hips and thighs engaged. So just, again, hold that 20 to 30 seconds. Good. And that's the one for the leg. And then for your arms, just rest your arms in your lap, pinky side down with your thumb pointing up, and just relax. And then take that, that side of your hand that's touching your leg and push that into your leg and hold that. You can do these at the same time as you do your leg or at a different time. So you feel those muscles working and knows you're doing that. Okay, relax. Here's another one to try. It's called navel to spine, and it's just like it sounds. You're going to just pull your navel in straight back to your spine and hold that as tight as you can, and then continue to breathe normally. That's the tricky part. So 20 to 30 seconds of that. Now, if that's too easy for you, here's the next level. You can lean back a little bit till you feel your abs catch. Keep your back straight. And then a third level of this one is if that's all feeling too easy, you can raise both feet off the floor. Just half an inch will do it. And then continue to breathe. That's the important thing. The spinal twist. Now, This one isn't as subtle, but you can pretend you're looking for something. So what you're going to do is just twist around in your chair, keep your pelvis flat on the chair, and then twist your upper body around. You can pretend you're looking in your garbage can or looking around, looking into your back pocket. Make something up. Anyway, so do one to each side. The next one is butt squeezes. So just like it sounds, you're just going to squeeze the muscles of your butt together and hold that. You may find yourself rising up in your chair a little bit, and that's okay because you're not doing them fast. You're just going to do one, hold it a long time, and then set that right down. See, Betty's doing that for you right now. The next one is ankle pumps. So depending on where you're sitting, you can get away with this more easily than others. It's one that you can't always hide, but it's a really good one. And it's just like it sounds. You're going to have your feet flat on the floor, raise your toes up in the air as high as they'll go, and hold that. And then when the time is up, or when you're sick of holding it, then set them down and then lift your heels. And again, 3 to 5 reps every hour. And the next one's for your arms. You're going to just press your hands together, kind of at your waistline. Press your palms together and just push. Push, push, push. And you're going to feel your pecs, your arms, and your shoulders all engage. And hold that. And the next one is the opposite. So you're going to swivel your hands around and then slide your hands apart until your fingers can grab each other, and then keep pulling apart. And this will work, as you can probably feel. You can feel the muscles on the outsides of your shoulders and in your upper back working. Good. Okay, that's 9. We've got one more. You're going to just simply squeeze your legs together. Just squeeze as hard as you can. And if you have bony knees, you can find something to squeeze in between them, like well, one place where I read they like to squeeze a ream of paper in between your legs. But find something. You can wad up your sweater and squeeze that if you want to. Or if your knees are okay, you can just squeeze nothing. Just squeeze your legs. All right, good job. Now here are 10 more exercises. They're a little more obvious, so you'll want to find an empty office or go into the bathroom and lock the door, or wait till you get home. Or maybe you're an extrovert and you don't care who sees you do these. That's fine too. So there are 8 on the next slide I'm going to show you, and they are by Neela Ray. By the way, she is awesome. She has exercises for all sorts of things. She has the Dexter workout and the Downton Abbey workout. She's wonderful. NeelaRay.com. So here are 8 that you can do, and the pictures show you how to do them and how many times and how long. So I'll give you a minute to write them down, and we'll go through them. Or you can jump up and do a few reps of each one just to see what they're like. So the first one is high knees, otherwise known as jogging in place. Over to the right of that is knee pull-ins. Now beginners can do this one at a time. If you're in a little bit better shape, go ahead and do both legs. Or those of you that are in great shape can lift your purse or your trash can or that ream of paper that you just squeezed. You just hold that in between your ankles and lift that. Next to that is the one-legged stand. Obviously not holding on to anything is going to give you the most benefit. But I do recommend taking off your high heels for this one. So down below, the tricep dips. Please do not use a rolling chair for this. That would be a disaster. If these are too tough for you at first, you can bend your knees and then just bend and straighten your elbows that are on the chair. And over to the right of that, the side leg lifts. Now you can hold on to something for balance and to keep your upper body still. Your shoulders shouldn't be dipping around as you do this. You should be able to balance a cup of coffee on each shoulder. But don't really do that. Just pretend you can. The desk push-ups. Keep your tummy in and keep your hips low and breathe out as you push away. Those are great. Those feel so good. And the squats over there in the middle. Imagine there's a chair behind you, or better yet, do have your chair behind you. Your bottom should just lightly touch the edge of the seat each time you come down. That's how you can tell you're going deep enough and doing them with proper form. Because if you do them in bad form, you could really hurt your knees. The last one is calf raises. Now beginners can do both legs. If you're more advanced, then try one leg at a time. It's super good for your balance. You can hold on to something to keep you from tipping over, but try to keep all the effort in your legs, so don't be leaning on your support surface. So again, just jot down the ones you see yourself able to commit to. If you have knee problems or shoulder problems or whatever, there might be some that are just too painful and would be bad for you to do. So that's okay. Just pick the ones you like and put the list near where you're going to be sitting. And then once an hour or so, get up and do one or two of the exercises. The slide here shows you the recommended reps and how long to do each one, but just do the best you can. Everyone's starting from a new place. Now to this list, this is only 8. I would add 2 more. I would add shoulder shrugs. So lift your shoulders up to your ears, hold a few seconds, well, 20 to 30, like we've been talking, and then lower them down. And another one is the side bend. So you're going to sit in your chair and then dangle your hands off to each side, and then bend over sideways so that your fingertips go toward the floor. And that gives us the 10 extrovert exercises. Any questions? Awesome. Okay, let's move on. Now this one is for those of you who like to do yoga. And I've lost my place. Okay, there's some great stretches here for your back, shoulders, hamstrings, hips, all kinds of things. I found this slide on Pinterest, and there are tons of results if you search for chair yoga. If you have a smartphone, you can search the App Store for chair yoga or yoga for office professionals, desk yoga, and airplane yoga. They're all there, and the most expensive one I found is $6.99, and most of them are free. So the routine I'm showing you here today, especially the last 2, would require very understanding coworkers or an extremely clean bathroom floor. So what else can you do to minimize your risk of sitting disease? Well, here are 10 ways to be more active during the day without even trying that hard. Number 1, pull over to the side of the road and jump around. No, seriously, that's just me in another photo shoot, and I don't really act like this in the course of a normal work day unless there's a bee in the car, and then this is what I look like. So here are 10 painless and practical suggestions for getting you out of your chair or your car seat more often. Number 1, take the stairs instead of the elevator. Number 2, park farther away from your destination than you normally would. Number 3, don't go to the closest bathroom. Find one on a different floor of your building, or if you go to the closest bathroom, take the long way around. Go out the door and go around the building and back to your office. Number 4, implement a standing meeting. So if you normally have a meeting where everyone sits down, just suggest that everyone stand once, see what happens. Number 5, do calf raises or one of the more discreet exercises while waiting for your copies to print. Number 6, walk over and talk to a coworker rather than sending an email. Number 7, go for a lunchtime walk with a friend, even if it's just up and down the hallways. If it's raining, just walk inside your building. Number 8, it never hurts, but just ask for a standing desk, or buy or make one for your home office. I made myself a treadmill desk at home with a board and 2 bungee cords. but I'm fancy like that. So what I do is I get my laptop and my phone and everything I need, and I just set the treadmill for 1 mile an hour, and there I go. I just work away for hours. Number 9, fidget. Seriously, fidgeting counts as moving. Those muscles are working, so your genome is happy. Number 10, trade your chair for a therapy ball. You can get them just like this, or they also come with a little frame to help you not fall off. So now you know lots of ways to break up the sitting that you do during the day, but what about the times you're just plain sitting because you have to be? Well, the next topic we're going to cover is how to sit correctly and optimally as far as your well-being is concerned, and how to arrange your car or workspace so that your organs and muscles can continue to function until the next time you can take a break. But before we do that, I want to ask you a question. Do you think you might be sitting more than you need to? I mean, do you feel like you'd sit less if you could be more focused, productive, alert, and energized? See, I believe that the key to living the kind of life you want is your health. And the key to your health is learning what, when, and how much you should eat to feel your absolute best. Imagine how much you could accomplish if you felt well nourished, well rested, and just well. And by well, I don't just mean thin. Well means having the energy for the things you want to do, not just the things you have to do. Well means rarely or never getting sick. You know, the last time I had a cold, Jimmy Carter was president, and many of you weren't even born yet. You know who he is? Well means good quality sleep, stable moods, achieving and maintaining a healthy weight, lower cholesterol and blood sugar, strong bones, relief from PMS symptoms, and on and on. What does wellness look like to you? Would you be able to be a more involved parent? Would you try to rekindle a lackluster romance? Would you strive for and get better opportunities at work? Or would you finally go on that exotic trip you've been daydreaming about? I've got a class coming up in a couple of weeks that'll walk you through everything you need to know to get a body you love that loves you right back. So not only will you like what you see in the mirror, but your body will perform like you always wanted it to, like nature intended it to. It'll stop doing things that are confusing, troubling, or inconvenient. Anyone close to my age will have an idea what I'm talking about. This class is the result of years of research, including everything I know about the body through my work in physical therapy and theories I tested in my own leap from the wild side to the well side, and the many clients whose lives and bodies I've helped transform. The class is called Wicked Smart, Wicked Hot, because after the 4 weeks is over, you will be both of those things. The registration link is right here, along with a list of all the goodies you'll get when you enroll. The reason this class is so amazing is because it focuses on how to become aware of what your body needs instead of what it thinks it needs, or what the best-selling diet book tells you it wants. You're going to eat real whole food prepared in a real whole way, and you're going to discover how incredibly easy, cheap, and delicious food can be, even if you're really short on time or hate to cook like me. I wrote the curriculum with women in mind, but if you're a dude on the call and you want to take the class, no one's going to judge you. Or do a nice thing for the woman in your life who you know is struggling with a food-related issue. I'm offering this life-changing brain dump of awesomeness for $50 off if you sign up today. It's only $249. Registration is super easy, and all the materials you need will magically arrive in your inbox every week for each of the 4 weeks. You can access all the lessons on any device, anywhere, at any time of day. And just to sweeten the deal a little bit more, the first 3 students today who enroll will get a month's worth of wonderful Wicked Smart approved snacks delivered right to your home or office for free. Here's what the box of snacks will look like, except you get to choose your own on their website. These are just the ones I usually get. I love, love, love my Nature Box snacks. Once again, here's the registration link to the class. Sign up right now to get the discount, the snacks, and all the information you'll ever need to get a body you love that loves you right back. Okay, so let's get back to the class. Part 3. For times when you have to sit, posture matters. Sit like you mean it. Good posture distributes the forces of gravity to reduce stress on any one structure. Architects take this same principle of gravity and weight distribution into account when designing a building. You're probably well aware that most of life takes place in front of you, such as driving, eating, working, playing, family life, and 1,000 other things. And as you do these activities, you tend to protrude your head and neck forward. Then the rest of your spine rounds forward too. Here's what happens. Your head, which can weigh as much as 8 or 9 pounds, is not any longer balanced over your spinal column. And this creates a 400% increase in back and neck muscle tension from only a 30-degree forward lean. Your nerves that lie in these muscles get irritated, and the result is, you probably know very well, fatigue, weakness, and pain. Just 15 minutes of sitting in poor alignment will exhaust the muscles of your neck, shoulders, and upper back. Good posture also ensures your vital organs are in the best position to do their jobs. The long-term effects of slouchy sitting are poor digestion, shortness of breath, decreased nerve function, and compression of the heart. Not good. So what does good posture look like anyway? Well, in case you were wondering, it's not the rigid Emily Post style of sitting like you have a hot poker up your back or anywhere else. To begin with, you're going to want to do this with me now. Place your feet flat on the floor so that there's a 90-degree bend at your ankles, knees, and hips. Next, put down your pen and slide your hands palm up under your rear end. You'll feel two pointy bones. We'll call them the sit bones. And I want you to roll around on these bones until they feel straight up and down and almost kind of sharp in your hands. Okay, take your hands out, pull in your belly, lift your chest, and roll your shoulders back and down so that your shoulder blades lie flat against your ribs. And finally, to bring your head back into alignment with your spine like it's supposed to be, pull your chin in just like shutting a drawer. You'll feel like you have a double chin if you do this correctly. If somebody walked by and saw you from the side, your ears would be directly over your shoulders. So how do you feel? Weird, right? But guess what? Your spine is so happy right now. And if your spine is happy, you could be sure your organs, joints, and ligaments are too. So, did you guess which one of the examples is correct? Well, technically, I'd have to say none of them. Number 2 comes really close, for sure. But if this were my patient, I would lower his chair another couple of inches to bring his knees to a true 90-degree angle, and this would improve his sight line of the monitor too. So why do you think most of us sit so poorly? Well, in no particular order: sloppy habits, fatigue, being overweight because a heavy frame is harder to hold up, vision or hearing problems that make you lean forward to catch what's going on, poorly designed workspaces and car interiors that make it difficult to sit up properly. Stress can play a part too, causing hunched up shoulders and stiffness throughout your upper back and neck. So jot down any of these that might apply to you and make it a point to work on the causes of your poor posture. If you're super tired, lie down. Commit to losing some weight. Position your computer monitor, GPS, calendar, or whatever at eye level and use a larger font if that helps. Take a look around your workspace, your dining room, your car, and any place else you spend big chunks of time sitting. Adjust your seat height to get you that 90-degree angle at your ankles, knees, and hips. And maybe try a small pillow behind your back just above your pelvis to keep your sit bones upright. And try to get a handle on your stress. Don't forget, I can help you work toward virtually all of your wellness goals. The doors are open for Wicked Smart, Wicked Hot. So don't just sit there. Sign up today. Hey, thank you very much for coming, and hopefully I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.